Here.
Yes.
Carlos. Here.
All right, at this time, do I have any visitors I'd like to address council? Seven.
As of last week, state is supposed to be. So, I remember that I was in the city, there's a street representative.
Speak up, please. Speak up.
You know, we don't have such pictures,
You better take now, come on, you can speak.
All right. Anyhow, same statement as last week, something like Silver's Thomas Institute. Okay, that's it. Now, second, how many of the councilmen visited that site?
Went down and looked at the.
4, 5? How many?
Dave,
One
you went
was
down.
Hey, you went down.
You went down.
5?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, 5 out of 6 ain't bad. Okay. What did you see? Second question. You know what sighting or sighting is? Did you see that? Did you see the road giving and moving?
I didn't get down, look down at the, hill 100 people's yard, I didn't do that.
Gary and I walked down around underneath there, last fall. And I don't think it's very good. I think the street ought to be closed temporarily until they figure out that the sidewalk's really bad. And you break your leg 3 times, 3 different places, so.
The road is the big deal right now. Sidewalk you're talking about.
Well, if your street's open, people are gonna use the sidewalks too. Well,
I agree, but the big deal is the road first. Okay. And the problem there. Okay, now, on behold, I found that this week, talking to a lot of people. Found out this week, the first board was no longer run by the mayor, it's run by another attorney. That's stupid also. Okay. The attorney there negotiates what you're talking about monies. I understand monies are short. When they're collected, they go to the mayor's court first, and then warrants are issued or whatever. Is that right?
Mayor's fourth, and that's not a check because the general fund, after we did the aid, did the up, what is required by the state.
At this point, the administrator and the attorney, they're not collecting any money because it's society. They're making paid there. You are responsible. Each chief fiscal officer, you are responsible to run the village. Chief policeman, chief policeman, police chief is on our chief, which is what Howard Gibson is. The whole thing here is down to this group from above. It's this group that created this law. It's inexcusable, inepitable, it's down. I don't know what kind of training you guys have. Anybody have civics courses? 1. No civics courses. Okay. 2. 3, 4.
Probably in high school.
Most likely, but some people don't remember doing it. Okay. The city government isn't run by the state of Ohio or the federal government out of Washington. The city government is run by okay. The police department and all. Okay. The sooner you guys get your act together, maybe there won't be a clean sweep. You know what a clean sweep is? Make me go back to World War II. What a clean sweep is? Our submarines, when they come back in the port of then they go to wherever room they sunk ships and communicate fuel and torpedoes to go back out and sink ships. There's going to be a flag down here, one under, or not a flag, room up on the flagpole. A clean sweep. new elected officials. That's what I'm hearing from people. Take it from what it's worth. I'm getting this volunteer to me. People that I see, people that know me, I know a lot of new people. I don't know what the percentage is. A lot of new people. I get this from people I know in the village. And when we got a second attorney working for the village, we're in hell. Bye. See you later.
I wish you would stay and listen to a discussion on.
I don't discuss this thing. No, ma'am. I stated my opinion, and I'm not gonna have a discussion. That's it. I'm leaving. Sorry.
Thank you for your comment.
See ya.
Do I have any other visitors like to address council at this time? All right, I need.
Okay, back there.
I'd like to know what kind of tree I can plant in my curb one.
Don't get out of here, I don't want it.
How many trees?
Huh?
How many trees?
He's got them in the backyard.
We'll get Shade Tree to contact you. We have specific regulations using fruits. Have to contact you. Okay.
Get the golf bag. Get the golf bag tree.
All right.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. I will, I'll get Sue to get in contact with you. All right. I need approval of the March 1st, 2017 council meeting minutes and February mayor's report and February bank reconciliations.
Make a motion that the minutes, the report, and reconciliation be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
All right, moving on to finance, Mr. Chismark.
General fund, $11,491.54, police, $9,962.18, street construction, $2,615 and $20, cemetery, $825 and $31, chapel, $202.01, fire, $164 and $01, EMS, $169 and $96, water operating, $34,888 and $73, sewer operating, $10,011 and $88, lab, $1,399 and $14, water guarantee deposit, $301 and $7, mayor's court, $1,917, for a total of $73,948 and $3.
Make a motion that the warrant drawn in the Philippines.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. That water was obviously, I heard it in a month and a half, a week.
It was
State Street.
5 weeks bill, and it did cover that time period, so it's probably a combination.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Fire.
Yes.
Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the cash summary agreement.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
All right, moving on to, is there any discussion on our finance? All right, moving on to legislation, Attorney Newton.
First is ordinance 17-2485. This is the third reading of this particular ordinance. We have an ordinance designating a section of High Street between Mill Street and Elm Street for road traffic, all in the village within the state of Ohio, declaring an emergency. In other words, it is 30 days, so we won't be suspending rules, but it will go into effect immediately.
I'd like to make a motion that we table.
Do you have a second on that, or any discussion?
Well, there's discussion, I can tell you that, because I've been contacted, and I believe other people on council have been contacted. I'd like to, especially people want to know about, and we'll go to the capital first, that we use that when it's open. I don't know why we even have to do that. It's already closed. Is this just so we can put up bigger barriers? What's the purpose of this?
Do you know how many times my husband has to pick them barriers up?
I'm just trying to gather information.
Well, he has to pick them up because somebody's always knocking them
Well,
down.
I'm sure
And
there's
he was one of them right there.
I understand that.
And you asking me,
Yeah.
I'm just, you're looking at me, so I'm not,
Yeah.
I can only go because you guys gave me direction to draft this, okay? And that's why I drafted it. Again, it was not a vacation. Obviously, you
Right.
can reopen it at any time. I know Gary was concerned about safety issues, the barriers can be knocked down with winds and stuff like that. But at the same time, and I think Phil was one who was, that I thought that we should do an ordinance on this, things like they wanted to give the public a chance to give their input on it also. And I don't know if you have anything else to add, but again, this is not a permanent.
I
You can reopen it
understand
at any
that.
time, you can make the repairs.
But it's been closed for a year. Why now do we need this?
It's closed, and it's not closed. People go,
Oh, well, that's perfectly clear.
people use it, so it's not closed.
Well, how much is the barriers gonna cost us?
Gary,
And signage and all that stuff, I mean, by the time we're done with that, that's part of what we'll have to pay. I mean, regardless, we're still gonna have to pay to do that one section at the top, if it's closed or open.
It's 120 feet, and that's saying if you would decide to go to the permanent, you still have to do the 120 feet up there where you come down on
Right.
Elm Street.
Each of the barriers.
But
That's got to be done no matter what. Even if we put up permanent barriers, we have to do that because people go over that hill. And I know that guardrail, those posts are rotted, I understand that. But just, if we're gonna put that kind of money into bigger sort of barriers, you know, couldn't that money go toward replacing some of the guardrails?
I
I mean, we
agree with-
approved that guardrail replaced last year. And then now all of a sudden, nobody wants to replace that guardrail, so I don't know. We're between a rock and a hard place.
I don't mind replacing the guardrail, but when you factor in 2 coats of chip and seal, a sidewalk repair for a one-way street.
That
I think our
sidewalk
money should be
is
spent
not our
out of the
responsibility. It's the property owner's responsibility.
Who owns the property?
Whoever buys the sheriff's lawn.
But right now, if we got an issue up here, who do you think they'd come at? Sheriff's office?
They have to just go after, they put it on the taxes and whoever buys it is stuck with it. That's how
So
it works.
it helps with the empty equipment.
It's been sitting empty for some time. So, you know, that sidewalk, there are sidewalks in this town much worse now.
Sorry, where you at?
And so I can't, you know, as long as we get guardrail up, the street is usable, even crappy as it is. It's better than all alleys in town.
Can I talk?
Please.
If you go
You've been
out,
down that sidewalk lately,
Yes, I have.
you see about 3 or 4 places you can bring your legs.
Yes, I have.
So
There,
And that sidewalk would have to be replaced, but they're all the way
and
out
it's
there.
like that on Chestnut, like that on Walnut, Pickett
Yeah, but this
Street.
is really bad there. There's places where it broke off, you're gonna fall right off.
I understand.
forget about the sidewalk. If you go on the alley, or you go up the street that's alongside of the church, you can look up the hill, and you can see where the erosion is happening behind the guardrail. And it's just gonna continue to erode the street itself. If you put a new guardrail up, it's just gonna fall down again anyway. It needs to be looked at from an engineering perspective, how to stop that erosion for any type of guardrail.
Actually, that swale on that street, it's a deep swale, that water we're supposed to run into, is it's always full of grit and dirt and weeds, and the water can't go into where it runs across the road. So even if we close it, we have to make that soil functional. It hasn't been functional in, I don't know how many years, 5, 6, 7 years. It's been full of crap, and everything backs up and runs right across the road. And if you walk it, you can actually see where it's undercutting the top layers of chip and seal popping them off.
If you know so much about it, we'll go down and dig it then. I mean,
You know, I volunteer to work with community service people to go down there and do it. I don't have any community service people because that's not my job to get them. And I'm concerned about it. I've always been concerned about it. And I don't think you smarten off me is necessary.
I just made a comment.
I do think that I have received, you know, I'm not a voting member of this body, by any means, but I have received several calls, several letters from the community. It's been a rather hot topic, so I think it's a rather small topic when we have real serious matters on hand, serious issues that we have to deal with town. We're worried about a small section of road, but I have received many letters from individuals that are very concerned about the road being closed as this matter urges to be fixed. New copies doesn't get them to council right, but in all honesty, I have to be honest with you, these letters have been completely supportive of the road element. I'm sitting here reading all of my copies of the council. If you like it beforehand, or if you like it.
Can we have Gary, you can get us quotes on everything.
We can say votes on that, that's fine.
Well, that's part of tonight's agenda, the chip and seal program. And that will be part of that. The guardrail, we already know what we're on, so. But, you know, the sidewalk, if Sue's saying that's the property owner's responsibility, that's gonna be a big expense for that property, I guarantee.
But that's, all of us are responsible.
And I agree with that.
House has got a big sticker on it.
I understand, Dave, I said it from the sheriff's sale.
But I'll give council whatever information that you want.
A total price of what it costs to get the road up and running.
I can
All right, I'll second Sue's motion to table it.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on the tabling?
Just look at a total price of this is what it's going to be
I'll have it
for everything.
hopefully at the next meeting.
So I have a motion to table
As part of
the,
it, I would.
legislation. Do I have a further motion or counter motion to continue the passage? Okay. Then, roll call, we'll take the motion.
Gannon.
Yes.
Fire.
Yes.
Yes. Earl. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
All right, we'll get all that information to council so they, by next meeting, we make it.
Next will be ordinance 17-2486. This ordinance is being presented to council by the village administrator, the village mayor, and the fiscal officer as well. This is an ordinance pertaining to village water use and services, water rates, distribution of water proceeds, rules and regulations, and related matters, all village and county requirements. Mainly, the update on this ordinance is dealing with the distribution of water proceeds, and I set forth the ground, whereas is there, due to the numerous water line breaks. Gary, if you wanna go over there, explain this, you guys know better about our fiscal situation.
I think Rick, Mr. Gismar would be the better one to describe how we're moving the money from that retirement.
We discussed this issue, I think, in our budget meeting back in January. Right now, the water debt retirement fund has $119,000 in it, we pay approximately $19,000 a year, so we're set up in that fund for That'll leave 3% in water debt, will actually get us very close to carrying 5%. That'll get us very, very close to carrying it through the life of that loan. So there might be an adjustment the last year or so, but it'll help us do more current projects.
And they've indicated the reason why the operating fund comes so low is because all the water line breaks and things like that, which is, they're asking for an adjustment on that. If you look in, section 5, that's the new district. Okay. Section 5, and that says minimum.
The only thing that is, as Mark said, we'll carry the most loan for the end there, make that final adjustment. Would allow money instead of just sitting in the bank, that we have to have a order to move it, we can start reinvest that in the infrastructure now, instead of waiting 20 years for it, so.
And in light of this, I understand you're asking for this to be passed as emergency, we should suspend the rules on that particular bill and read.
Motion to suspend the rules to pass ordinance 17-2486 as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Healer.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Make a motion to pass ordinance number 17-2486 under the suspension rule.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Healer.
Yes.
Garlow.
All right, is there any other legislation at this time? All right. Moving on to correspondence, already discussed, I received several letters, I'll give them out to, council. Moving on to, do we have any, enforcement committee, none? All right. Minutes. All right. Please.
I would like to make a recommendation to hire a part-time dispatcher, by the name of Rebecca Beach.
Motion to hire a part-time dispatcher or existing recommendation.
Second.
Any discussion? This is a retroactive, we probably start Monday to start training her. Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry.
Yes.
Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Healer.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Anything else for today?
I have nothing further unless council has anything for me.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, have you located any of those solicitors that are going around some sort of gas company?
Yes.
Electric company?
Yes, we actually revoked all 4 permits yesterday. It was a company out of Pennsylvania, and they have a lot of issues in Pennsylvania, and they're starting to move in Ohio. We issued 4 yesterday, and within 2 hours, we revoked those 4 permits. So that company should have no more solicitors around the village, and if they do, they'll be fine.
Okay, there were some questions raised on, we was having to talk about the validity of these notices, which are the tree work notices from Ohio Edison. And I looked at it, they had a picture of it online and had the correct contact information in the same way as this. So, I wanted to kind of get that out to people that if it's actually legit, it says first entity on the bottom, and it says contact them.
Can I have copies of that?
Certainly. Here, can you make a couple copies, and we can put it in Kevin's house, please?
Do we have anything other, please? All right. Fire?
Yeah, I'd like to hire another firefighter, Daniel Garlow. He's got experience, we already applied him for your behavior, he's already got his training cards. Make a motion to hire Daniel Garlow, keep that first recommendation.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Yes. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Healer.
Yes.
Garlow.
Yes.
Anything else on fire?
seal, streets that we want to do this year. Everybody has a copy of it. The first sheet, goes into 3.1 miles. The second sheet is 1.2. And not saying we're gonna do all these streets, but we gotta turn a list in to the county, because this list will then be put out, and they'll get bid prices on doing the streets per mile. So we need to turn something in order to get put on the list for this year. We do have the opportunity to cancel any streets or cancel the whole program later on if necessary. But in order to get into the program, we do have to present the streets that we're looking at wanting to put in the chip and seal program. And on that first sheet, if you look at line item number 14, it's that High Street section we was talking about earlier, Walnut Oak. So that is on the list for chip and seal. But we just need to be able to, if council's all right with it, we can turn this list in. I know the funds are short, and I'm not gonna be able to do everything that's on the list, but we'd like to turn them in, get the price, and then we can go through and decide which ones we can do and which ones we can't, and cancel the ones out of the program that we can't afford to do this year.
Gary, how much did it cost last year?
I can't remember, really, it changes every year because it depends on the emulsion, the price of the gravel and everything. And that's where the county takes all this information, puts it together, and then they put it out for bid and get the prices back on it. I can check and tell you the next meeting what it was.
I was just see how much it cost to do 3.1, if you remember all these.
I don't right off, I could pull the file out and look at it, but I don't remember right now.
No biggie, I just understand the math real quick.
Anybody have any questions or anything on it? I know financially, we're probably not gonna be able to do them all, that's for sure. We'll probably be lucky if we can do 1 mile of chip and seal. But we need to turn them in and get the price, and then we can decide what we wanna do later, or, after we get the price for amount of cost.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just looking, I'm following that, I was looking back through to see if.
So we have a motion, go ahead and
You do.
submit this to the county.
Any discussion? Roll call.
All right, yes, sir.
Barry.
Yes.
Deanna.
Yes.
Earl. Yes.
Keeler.
Yeah.
Strongbow.
Yes.
Anything else under street this time?
No, but I do need 2 council members and the mayor to sign this copy here before everybody runs out. The trailhead project, we're gonna start on the 20th. Because of the weather and everything, they're probably not gonna start until the 27th, so. Update on that. I think, well, I don't know, where do you wanna run the recycling on, the next street? Bring it up later, okay.
Anything on the street, anything else on the street? Cemetery chapel. Water source.
Yeah. When we was doing our last repair on State Street, on the water line, we had to get over closer to the utility pole than we wanted to, if it was necessary to do repair work. We had, because of the condition of the soil being so wet, like mud and muck, when we got over there, the pole started leaking. So we had to call High Edison to hold that pole till we got the repairs done and get our material back in and take care of it. We didn't dig real close to the hole. The hydrant that we had replaced in the line we had to work on, we actually just took the hydrant out. We didn't dig around it. We just took a backhoe and pulled that out. So we would have less problems did start to leak. So we had to get a hold of a high Edison and hold that pole. They sent the bill for $2,269.63. I have instructed or asked the solicitor to send a letter of response back to them, requesting that we try to negotiate something on this. My feeling is that they said we dug too close to their pole, but my feeling is our water line was there way before their pole. So who got too close to who? And, you know, we all share a utility right away. But, you know, our water line was probably there far before their pole was put in.
Well, we own the street, okay, it's a dedicated street, so it's, and all the pipe is on our property, you know. The other issue that was raised is obviously they erected the pole close up our water lines are there first. The other thing is we didn't feel we were negligent, okay? Had contractors, every precaution to try to prevent some sort of problem in that area. The other thing is, that was we hired a contractor to do the work, that we could not know the work, so all of the contractors are liable on this thing, if there was any negligence. We sent off a letter to that effect, and, now it's just a matter of waiting for their response on it.
But that's just a matter of letting you know what's going on.
Do you have anything else under water or sewer?
No.
Planning Commission will be getting together on 4 p.m. on Thursday first to review the, updated zoning book, make a recommendation for goes to, council public hearing process. So 31st, it's not going to be in public, so, we'll be offering opportunity for public to discuss the zoning. It's still a meeting, public address the report, so I can't have public interaction. Anything else on zoning? J Tree? Miscellaneous?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll get one.
Under miscellaneous, there have been a lot of accusations flying, apparently, that we do nothing. That, you know, you heard tonight, he doesn't know if we're screw ups or if it was the ones before. So, when I heard that he was saying that prior to this meeting, I decided to go through and look at this. And it's just in the past, I think, 3 years, we had to deal with $14,000 in water deposits, or water, bills that had not been paid. Those had to be recovered. We lost Advantage Trucking, and got a good deal of income tax from Advantage Trucking. We also lost Hart Industries. There's over $75,000 so far in unpaid income tax that's delinquent. We've been trying to save a floundering EMS department, and we're working to try to help recover. Dealing with theft in office and misuse of funds. We lost the town bank. We have a drug epidemic and a failing infrastructure. A lot of these things we inherited. And I really think it is unfair to the mayor or to council for people to say we do nothing, that we evidently don't know what we're doing, or badly managing the mess we were handed. I think frankly, we've done pretty damn good at handling this. Because, you know, these things were going on, some of these were ongoing for years. And they came to light during, a lot of them came to light during the mayor's administration so far. And we've been busy dealing with a lot of stuff. So anyone who
I guess, is willing to believe we do nothing, then believe it. But I personally, I think they get their money's worth out of me, and that's all. And I just wanted to make it clear that we are not just slackers, people are. That's all I want.
I don't comment on many of these things, but, you know, as a village, every day we run into different things that are challenging, and, we have to address them. You know, we have been able to overcome a lot of these situations, and successfully navigating some of these issues that have been brought to our attention. And I honestly look forward to continuously doing that, whatever comes up. Administration has been actively working on self-hearing those for everybody, the police department, fire department, everybody in this community has been really working very, very hard to make this community move forward, even with the difficulties we face, budgetary matters. I think the departments have pulled over, done more than their fair share. Like firemen out there helping the police, firemen out there helping the shooting department with line breaks. Our employees are great, and they're doing a lot of good work. Under miscellaneous, had a couple things that need to be brought up. The spring cleanup, has to end by the 17th of February. This is where we normally do the spring cleanup with dumpsters, the sidewalk collection. 17th of March, but we need to set a date for it. As I was speaking to Mr. Phillips, last year we ordered a dumpster, and we ended up getting the second dumpster. I think we should just prepare for 2 dumpsters right off the bat, to get them, up front, so we can have them, less stuff sitting on the street, more stuff getting out of here in town. Then the tire pickup, I think that this year maybe, open it up for residents online. I think maybe we should have a $1 fee per tire, and then Waterford did the same thing for our tire, $1. We'll help cover the cost of transporting these tires, to the landfill, to the shredders in Philadelphia, Gary. We're not making money on this, it's just covering the cost. People bring in 50 tires sometimes, and it's costing the village money to do that, so I think maybe $1 per tire would be on council's, recommendation, I think it's fair. Not gonna break anybody's bank, so. What do we need approval to enter, and then we need to set a date for that.
What's good for you?
It doesn't matter to me.
We do it before Memorial Day?
We did, I think it was Friday and Saturday before Father's Day last year.
Okay, Sue's taken care of it the last 2 or 3 years.
9th to the 10th?
3 years.
You mean the Friday, Saturday right before?
Yeah, I believe that.
16th and 17th.
Yeah, I think that is a good thing. I was thinking of, she said Mother's Day. Yeah, maybe the 66th.
Okay.
Yeah. How cool fight now, they have plenty of time to gather up all those couches, all those fires.
I'd like to get it done before Memorial Day.
Definitely.
Okay, I'll make a motion that spring cleanup day be set for May 5th and 6th.
Hours. Oh. What did we have last year?
10 to 5, I believe.
10 to 5? Any discussion?
Yes. Only thing I'd ask is we can set those dates tonight, but if there's some reason that the recycling people, it wouldn't fit their schedule, then Sue or I would be able to call and.
Okay. Not a problem. It's just
check on like the next weekend here, they would say that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, maybe even the next two would be fine. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Fire.
Yes.
Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Covered right.
And that motion didn't include the extra dumpster, right? The recycling company pays for the first 40-yard roll up, and then we usually use the second edition of it. Okay.
We asked for a bigger
And
one?
it includes the dollar a tire.
No, they only come in 40 yards. I mean, that's what they provide is a 40 yard, and we usually get an addition.
I don't think they added the bigger one.
They may have, but we did pretty good. We take the backhoe and pack down in as it starts to fill up. We can look at it and I can,
Yeah,
get it.
I didn't know they might charge for it, that's all.
Oh, they,
For the first and second.
well, if you get the bigger one, they're gonna charge you the difference.
Well, the difference is cheaper than renting a second one.
I don't think you can get double this much on a 40 can you? Maybe we could check with them. We could
Yeah,
call
check.
and ask. Yeah, we'll check on
They
that.
say no.
Yep.
Since, we're discussing this, is he not doing it again this year?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? I thought I heard somebody nominate.
Gee, I'm
Okay. So, we got a Brian Smearsoff. He is a Eagle Scout. He wants to do an Eagle Scout project. He would like to do it in conjunction with the trail project, which would be a good thing. He wants to do an informational kiosk. I told him that I would bring it before council tonight. I didn't see any reason why we would not let him do that. I'm sure he's either gonna do fundraisers and get a kiosk, or he'll design a kiosk, and whatever he designs, he would bring that back here and present to council before he could move forward. The Scouts has already given him permission to enter into, a kind of an agreement with us for the project. So he's already got approval. It's just a matter of council going along with it. And permitting this Brian Smearsoff to do the Eagle Scout project.
Second.
Any further discussion?
The only thing is, now, we will not do that kiosk until after we get the trailhead project completely done, get the final inspections and everything, and then we would go ahead and permit him to do that. And in the trailhead project, they're saying probably about a 3-week project, they should be out of there, so it's gonna go along pretty quick.
Roll call.
Fire.
Yes.
Buchanan.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes. Does anybody interested in volunteering to contact this boy and work with him on the project? I'll help out too. Somebody wants to do that.
What the hell? I'm doing everything else and you can do it.
Okay. Another thing that I have is the trailhead project. It come up the other day in discussion about the lights for the parking lot area and the, going in there. They were putting 400-watt high-pressure sodium lights in. And one of my things is, I was looking at the energy consumption versus putting LEDs in. Because I know myself, we put LEDs in here, and, there's a lot of difference in consumption of electric. I'm thinking long-term, it might pay us to upgrade the 400-watt high-pressure sodium to LEDs. Now, there is a price there. I haven't sent me a price. We can get the 400-watt high-pressure sodium right in the bid price, or we can upgrade all the lighting $480, which would be a lot better lighting, and the difference is like a white light, and it would be better for security and people that park there. I think it would be well worth the money. They said within a couple of years, we would more than pay for what the extra cost is on the LEDs. So, see what the council's feeling is on that, bring it up for discussion.
I think much of the change order to LED lights for 480.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire.
Yes.
Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl, yes.
Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
One last, okay.
I was gonna say you have one more.
I did. With the trailhead project, we had a pre-construction meeting, and our share of the pre-construction meeting is 20% of the cost, which amounts to $180.20. That's for setting up the pre-construction meeting, having a pre-construction meeting, you know, everything was involved in that. So our share of that bill is $180.20. I'd like to get a motion from council that we go ahead and pay that $180.20 to HRG for the pre-construction meeting and preparing for that meeting.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Fire. Barry. Yes. Buchanan.
Yes.
Earl. Yes. Keeler.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes.
Anything else for miscellaneous items? All right, now moving on to my favorite part of the village. I have a couple things to put out. First off, I'd like to thank the American Legion, for donating their banquet center for holding, spaghetti dinner, fundraising event for the fire committee. It's gonna be on April 30th. Before. All right, like I said, it's, gonna be a benefit dinner to help raise funds for the, downtown revitalization, the, fire basket, hanging fire basket, that Cheryl, Heather, Karen, and, Tony have been working. And Judy. They've been working very hard at it. It's, pretty successful all the way here within the first month, so I have to, applaud them for that. That's gonna be on April 30th, 2000, this year, 2017. The other thing, I'm gonna be putting out is, will now be accepting, resumes for the chief of police position, that's now available in the village of Latonia. They need to send their resumes to, 300 East Main Street, here in Latonia, actually, for an initial review of the resume. I'll be accepting them for the next 30 days, after that, we'll cut it off. Anything else on the village? Meeting?
Water and sewer, 6 o'clock.
Okay. So, the next committee meeting will be on April 5th, 2017 at 6 p.m. for water and sewer. In addition, the 31st is the planning commission at 4 p.m. In regards to the zoning, using the new zoning book. And the next regular meeting will be held on April 5th, 2017 at 7 p.m. here in Woodville. Is there any business for council at this time?
Just one thing on that water and sewer, maybe add street to that, because then we can discuss the high street, the costs and stuff that you have. So public works anyhow, all water street.